What up, Lakers Nation? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Bleacher Report for your, what is this, Thursday, April 3rd edition of Lakers Daily. We are every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on Bleacher Report. Lock in, baby. Lock in, Lakers Nation, because our Lakers are definitely locked in right now. We are down the stretch, baby. 7 games remain. 7 games, that's it. Every single game matters now. There's no more, oh, it's just a game. No, every single game matters, especially in this wild West. We're talking seeds 2 all the way down to 8. As a matter of fact, 6, 7, 8, it's a deadlock. They all have identical records. Of course, the Lakers, we're not down there with that, with those scraps. We're up top fighting for the filet mignon, right? That's the course we're having. But for us, everything is tight. Literally everything is tight. Again, 7 games remaining. We got tonight against Golden State Warriors, which we're going to break that matchup all down. And then tomorrow we got a back-to-back. Yes, another back-to-back. We got another back-to-back tomorrow against the lowly New Orleans Pelicans. They've shut down Zion. They shut down CJ McCollum. But we know how the Lakers play against those bad teams. Oh, man. So we cannot have a hiccup tomorrow. We got to iron that out. But we got that tomorrow. Then on Sunday, we got a Tuesday two-step, if you will, in OKC against the OKC Thunder, who they're sitting at 64 wins. 64 wins for OKC. So will they let up a little bit, or will they just keep smashing, pedal to the floor and try to do something that's very rare in the NBA? Only a handful of teams have done it, and I'm talking about win 70 games. So is that their goal? Is that something they'll go after? Or, do they rest their guys because they've already sealed up the number 1 seed? So it doesn't matter if they play. If they don't, the Lakers got to go in there and take care of business, both of those games. And then next Wednesday, get your popcorn ready. It's the return of Luka the Don to Dallas. Oh boy. That's must-see television. I cannot wait for that one, his first game back to Dallas. AD is back. He's balling. He's off his, I think he's still on the restriction, but last night he put on his Superman cape and got his team the W with a 34-15 victory. So we got Wednesday. And then after that, what else we got? We got Houston. We got the game against Houston, another game against Houston on the 11th. And then we end the season on the 13th in Portland. All right, so that's it. 7 games remain. Every single game matters because the Lakers, we are fighting for that 2 seed. We are literally 2 games back in the loss column. 2 games back in the loss column behind Houston. We got some help. We got some help last night because Denver decided to sit their entire starting lineup. They rested all their guys. Of course, they came off to that double overtime loss with Jokic recorded a 60-point triple dub, right? They lost that one thanks to our old friend Russell Westbrook, still helping the Lakers out. I love it. And then they lost again last night. They rested all their guys. They lost to San Antonio last night at home. So they did the Lakers a solid by dropping 2 straight games. And we jumped them in the standings. So yeah, the Lakers currently sit at the 3 seed. Again, Houston 2 games ahead of us, sitting at 50 and 27. So they're 2 games ahead of us. So we're gunning for Houston. I don't care what anyone says. The Lakers, that should be their priority. Go get the highest seed possible. Well, the highest seed possible was the 2 seed. So go get that 2 seed and secure home court advantage for those first 2 rounds. That's what the 2 seed does for you. It secures home court advantage for the first 2 rounds, right? And then you don't know, come Western Conference Finals, OKC might match up with Golden State or some of these Denver. They may have to face one of those teams, and then they lose. And if that's the case, then the Western Conference Finals comes through the crib, right? So you just never know. So go get the highest seed possible. But you cannot, you got to be, it's tricky, right? It's chess here, right? You want the highest seed possible, but you can't risk your guys getting hurt. But you look at the schedule again; it's very tight. I just don't see much rest for the Lakers here. Maybe tomorrow night it's the second night of a back-to-back. So maybe, depending on the outcome of tonight, maybe you rest guys tomorrow. Not guys with plural. I don't think you could do that. But maybe you rest LeBron, who's coming back from the growing injury, right? You manage him with the night off tomorrow. Again, no CJ, no Zion. So we should be able to handle the Pelicans without LeBron. I don't know. Go take care of business tonight. Get a big lead and rest your guys in the fourth quarter. That's how I'm old school. That's how I get down. Like, go out, beat the brakes off of Golden State tonight, and rest your guys in the fourth quarter, right? And then everybody's good to go tomorrow. We'll see how it all plays out. But again, you're going to dodge the play-in, right? There's 7 games remaining. So down there at 6, 7, and 8, you got Minnesota, you got the Clippers, and you got Memphis. And Memphis is falling and falling and falling. Man. Just what, a few days ago to start this week, Memphis was what, ahead of us. And they fell last week, and they were ahead of us. And we went in there and beat them down at the FedEx Forum, and now they're just falling and falling and falling, man. And I think they'll continue to fall. I think they're going to fall down to the play-in. But anyways, at 6, 7, and 8, they're all tied. It's a deadlock, 44 and 32. Now, I don't know who owns all the tiebreakers down there, but 44 and 32, which means the Lakers are 3 games ahead of all 3 of those teams. Right? 3 games ahead of Minnesota, 3 games ahead of the Clippers, 3 games ahead of Memphis, right? There's only 7 games remaining. So do the math. If the Lakers go 4 and 3, there's no way for any of those teams to catch us, right? So go 4 and 3. Over these last 7, these final 7, go 4 and 3. We don't have to worry about the play-in. And again, you don't even have to do that. But I'm just saying, just do that. It's a done deal, right? Because if you go 3 and 4, right, you do own the tiebreaker over all those clubs, right? You own the tiebreaker. So if you go 3 and 4, which I don't think the Lakers are going to do, but if you have a losing record, you go 3 and 4. It's still going to be tight because all those teams, basically, they all have to go undefeated, or one of those teams have to go undefeated to catch us. So I don't really see it happening, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But I think we're good. Again, go 4 and 3, and you dodge the play-in. And speaking about this tiebreaker, the Lakers own the tiebreaker pretty much over everyone in the Western Conference, right? Everyone except OKC. Houston, but we face Houston next week. So we have an opportunity to claim that tiebreaker, right? We're tied with them now 1-1. But of course, we win next week. You're 2-1, right? So other than they own the tiebreaker over everyone as we speak right now. And we're done with all these teams. OKC, we can't catch them. So we're done with everyone. Now, Golden State, the Pacific Division. So quick reminder, to claim the tiebreaker, if it goes to that, then you have to win your division. So the Lakers are 2 games ahead of Golden State right now in the Pacific Division. 2 games ahead, right, in the Pacific Division. So that's why tonight is very, very, very important. Because if you win tonight, then you claim a full 3-game lead in the Pacific Division, which pretty much, it goes a long way with locking that division up. Just in case we get to, the end of the season and we're in a deadlock tie with whoever. Right. If you don't win your division, then the next thing they look at is conference record. The Lakers have an amazing conference record as well. So they're straight either way it goes. But just take care of business. Win tonight. Go 4 and 3 over this last stretch. I believe they'll go 5 and 2. That's my prediction. What's yours? We want to know here at Bleacher Report. But I believe they'll go 5 and 2. But at the very least, they got to go 4 and 3. They have to do that. If they do that, then we're straight. But again, go 5 and 2. Make sure one of those wins is against Houston, and I think you're good. Because you look at Houston's schedule. Houston has a tough schedule. So they play OKC tomorrow. They're at home, but they play OKC tomorrow. Then they're on the road. They come to Cali. They're on the road to face the Warriors, and then they face the Clippers, right? So they have a tough schedule, right? And then, of course, they play us next week. And then they close their seasons. They close their season against Denver. So they only have 5 games remaining. OKC, Golden State, the Clippers, the Lakers, and Denver. So that's Houston's record, right? So the 2 seed is right there. It's for the taking. As a matter of fact, the Lakers control that. When you look at things, the Lakers control their own destiny. Meaning, that whatever they want to get, they can go get, except the 1 seed, of course. You'll need another 6 months to catch OKC with that, right? But everything else, the 2 seed and whatever else they want, they can go get the 2 seed, the Pacific Division, right? The second best record in the conference. That's all there for the taking. They control their own destiny, meaning they don't have to rely on anyone else because they have Houston on the schedule. They don't have to rely on anyone else for the most part. Houston, so we'll have to beat Houston, and then we'll still need Houston to win one more game. We'll need Houston to lose one more game. So that's the only thing pretty much that the Lakers don't control. But you look at Houston's schedule, that's a very realistic thing. But the Lakers go out and go 7-0, they run the table, I for sure guarantee that they'll jump Houston if they do that. I don't see Houston running the table here. I just don't. OKC, I think they're still going for it. Again, 64 wins. They have an opportunity to win 7, so we'll see how that all plays out. But the Lakers are in a good spot, a really good spot. And they're coming off a little bit of rest. For the first time since February, the Lakers got a practice in. So they had 2 nights off. Of course, we played on Monday, and then we got the W on Monday. And then you had Tuesday, Wednesday off. So for the first time, the Lakers were able to squeeze in a practice. They've only had 3 practices since the Luka Doncic trade. Only 3 practices. That's it. The schedule's been crazy. Not just for the Lakers. It's been crazy for everyone else, but it was a little more extreme for the Lakers because they had to make up, 2 games with the wildfires and stuff to California, 2 or 3 games with the wildfires and stuff. So theirs was a little more crazier, right? But it's been a gauntlet, man. They played 17 games in the month of March, including there were spans in there where they played 8 games and 11 nights and so on and so forth. They had 3 sets of back-to-backs. So March was brutal, but we finally had a little bit of let up this week. And they were able to squeeze in a practice. Again, they've only had 3 practices since Luka's arrival. I think February 18th, they had one. February 24th, they had another one. And then they had one on yesterday, March 2nd. That's it. But JJ said, they took advantage of it, right? They really worked on some late game, closing game scenario situations, game ending situations, if you will, on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Put in implemented some more plays and stuff for end of the game, right? So that's good to hear. That's good to hear because that's the one thing that we've all been waiting to see, the breakthrough for that offense. So we've been seeing it in snippets, but I want to see fully breakthrough, right? And it's going to need to be at its peak tonight. It's going to have to be there. It's going to have to be at its peak tonight because we got a white-hot Golden State Warriors team coming in. They're one of the hottest teams in the NBA since acquiring Jimmy Butler. So, of course, us and Golden State, we were the teams that had the biggest shakeups, right, at the trade deadline. Of course, we acquired Luka Doncic, but they acquired Jimmy Butler. Golden State is 19-4 with Jimmy Butler in the lineup. 19-4. So that is insane. They've been balling now. A lot of people will say, me included, who have they really beaten? They haven't beaten a lot of teams. They beat the Knicks. They had a couple of games in there against Milwaukee. I think they had a loss to Denver in there. I think they beat Memphis right the other night. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that stands up because they got a gauntlet coming up too. They have a tough schedule, very tough schedule coming up. You look at their schedule. They got us tonight. They got it back-to-back. They play 4 games in 6 nights now. So now it's their turn. But they play us tonight. Then tomorrow they play Denver. Tough game against Denver, and then they should get everybody back. Joker, you'll have some rest. Murray. So that's a big game for the standings right there. Golden State's right there. And again, they're 2 games behind us. They're 5, right? So that game tomorrow against Denver is going to be huge, right? Because Denver is 1 game ahead of them as we speak, as it sits right now. Again, this is before tonight's game, so all this could change. They could fall back, a little bit further, or they could jump up, right? So tonight is a big game. But tomorrow, I'm going over their schedule. They play the Nuggets tomorrow. Then they play the Rockets. Then they play the Suns, the Spurs. And then they play the Blazers and the Clippers. So they have a tough schedule coming up also. So they're going to come in. This game is big. Like I just said, people question, who have they beaten? On this 19-4 stretch with Jimmy. What good teams have they beaten? We named a few, but they're hearing that noise. If we're talking about it, they're hearing it, right? So they're going to come in big. And it's Steph versus LeBron. The rivalry continues. That's always the marquee matchup, man. Always, always, always. And for a moment, it was looking like we might get in the first round. You still might. You still might. But the other day, before Denver dropped those two games, we were 4, they were 5. So it was like, first round matchup, right? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how that plays out. But the one thing I do know, I don't know if it'll be first round, second round, conference round. I don't know when we'll see them, if we'll see them. What I do know is they're coming to the crib tonight. We got them tonight. It's going to be big, big, big. This is the first Jimmy era versus Luka era, right? In the rivalry, you got Steph, LeBron. Now they got their Robins, if you will. Well, I wouldn't call Luka a Robin, but you know what I mean. They got their running mates. Man, it's gonna be good. 19-4, and they're 12-0. So they got this new lineup where they, inserted. They moved. They inserted Moody and Pajinski right to the starting 5. They're 12-0 with that lineup. So it's a lot of. Man, get your popcorn ready. This is a big one, man. This is a big one, big one, big one. A lot at stake here, right? Just a little rivalry. The LeBron, Steph, Lakers, Warriors, SoCal, North Cal. The rivalries are so many narratives built in. Jimmy and Luka, right? But for seeding purposes, this is a big, big game. Big game. The Lakers have a huge opportunity to kind of separate themselves from Golden State. You win tonight, you're up 3 games because this is a head-to-head matchup. It's a head-to-head matchup. So it's not like, one team plays, wins, and the other team is off. So it's only half a game. No, this is a full game because it's a head-to-head. So this game counts as double, pretty much. It counts as double. Head-to-head matchup in the standings. The Lakers have an opportunity to separate themselves. They're up 2 games right now, but they can extend that to 3 games. So they can put a lot of separation. 3 games with only like 6 left. That's big time there, right? That's huge. So we could pretty much assure that we stay ahead of Golden State by winning tonight. Now, on the flip side, if the Lakers lose tonight, now you're talking only 1 game. It could go from up to 3, or it could come all the way down to 1. 1 game would separate the Warriors from the Lakers if the Lakers lose tonight. And that's not where we want to be. We want to put that separation between us and Golden State and assure that we're ahead of them, right? The Lakers got to start playing their best basketball. They got to start playing it. No more excuses. No more, we've only been together for this long, or, all these games that we had to play, 17 games in March, back to back. None of that. We got to put all that to bed, and we got to go. The time is now. Flip that switch. Playoff mode activated. Let's go. We got to get after it, and it all starts tonight. Well, it started last week, right? It's been started, but it really goes down tonight. Marquee matchup. Number 3 versus number 5. We just talked about all the seeding at place. It's going to be fun. A lot of matchups to look at in this game, right? A ton of matchups. You got, of course, Draymond guarding LeBron. That's always a major matchup. For the last few years, he's been guarding AD primarily. Right now, AD's gone, so that switches. Now he can put his full attention on LeBron. That's going to be a matchup, a fun matchup. We've been seeing that for years. And we know the battles that those two have had. So that's going to be very, very fun. We get that again tonight. Here we are in 2025. We still got that going. You got to love it. But the other matchup that I want to see, that we all should want to see, is Jimmy Butler versus Luka Doncic, right? We know Jimmy is going to be on Luka tonight, and that is going to be a fun matchup. Very fun matchup. Oh, man, I can't wait. Other matchups, like on the other side, and we want to see how they can they slow the Lakers down? Can they slow the Lakers offense down? Right? The battle of the death lineups, if you will. What will the Lakers do? Like, will they go small all night, or will Jax get some more minutes tonight? Like, will JJ flip the script and throw Jax out there and try to take advantage of them there. There's a lot. And Kuminga versus Jax. Who guards Jimmy Butler, right? That's what I want to see. Who guards Jimmy? It's crazy. Jimmy has scored 40% of his points since he's been on the Warriors. 40% of his points have come at the free throw line. Man. Everybody talks about SGA, the free throw merchant. How about Jimmy? But Jimmy earns his, right? Not saying SGA. We're not going to say that. We ain't going to do it today. But yeah, Jimmy, 40% of his points come from the free throw line. And we know it. Them hezzy said he does, and them head fakes and all that stuff. So if Jax is out there, he has to be careful, not to pick up those fouls on Jimmy. And who guards Jimmy out the gate, right? Is it Rui? I'm assuming it's going to be Rui who's going to guard Jimmy out the gate. So how does that look? And down the stretch, who's guarding him down the stretch, right? Because you got Steph. We're doing all this other talking about everybody else. You got Steph Curry. That's already a nightmare, right? Steph coming off of 52 points the other night. So he's going to look to continue that. He always plays well at the crib. So, yeah, we got to slow Steph down. Vando, is this a big Vando game? He's been playing small minutes the last couple of games because of the matchups and stuff. But tonight, the Vandalorian unlocked, baby. Lock up Steph. That's going to be fun to see. Gabe Vincent, he's been playing very well on the offensive side of the ball. But tonight, he's going to be called on defensively, right, to slow Steph down. So you'll have that. Does Goodwin get some shine tonight? The last time we played Golden State, I believe, was he there? I thought he was. January. That was January. I thought he had that first stint with us, right? Or it may have been the second. I don't remember. But will he get some PT tonight, right? And then on the other, going back to the others, we're going back and forth with these matchups. But going back to the Lakers side, and a problem that they're going to present to Golden State is Austin Reeves. Austin always plays Golden State well. Always. And we know what Austin's been doing. Legit, one of the best third options in the NBA. And does that continue tonight? So a big game. We're going to need a big game from Austin tonight. You got all these other matchups. We're going to need Austin to go off tonight, right? Austin Cook. And then Draymond, their third guy. He had a triple-double a couple of games ago. He's been playing very well. DPOY candidate, right? But offensively, he's been playing well. Golden State, their pieces fit really good. Adding Jimmy, he was a savior to their season, and it rejuvenated them, and they're playing really well. So we know the Lakers, they're how they get up for these good teams, right? And we know how well they've been playing against these good teams. We want to see that again tonight. We want to see it tonight against Golden State, one of the hotter teams, one of the hottest teams in the entire NBA since the All-Star break, since the trade deadline and all that stuff. So this is going to be a fun match, very fun matches to see. Again, there's a lot. I just want to see the chess moves. How does JJ, respond to this and respond to that, and what lineup does he go with here? What lineup does he go with there? It's going to be fun, man. It is going to be fun. A lot at stake. We talked all about it, man. Boy, it's going to be a fun one. DFS, right? DFS, we know he's the key to the Lakers small ball lineup. He's that plus minus God, if you will. And we want to see more of that tonight. Of course, we know what he did on Monday, the huge game that he had on Monday, 20 points, 6 threes. We need that to continue tonight, right? We know Steph, he's going to be raining threes. We need DFS and Gabe also. Again, Gabe needs to focus more on the defensive side of the ball tonight, but he's going to get those open shots, and we want to see it. We want to see it. I just want to see the Warriors approach. Like, what are they going to do? We know teams have been taking away Jackson Hayes, and they've been living and dying by those corner threes, right? Or the weak side threes, if you will. Let's see if that's what Golden State does, or let's see if they blitz Luka. We know that's something else that others have doing. If they are blitzing Luka, then it's time that we start seeing more of LeBron, right, in that short roll or that quick roll. He's the outlet of the blitz, right? Get it to LeBron, and now you're in trouble because now you got 4-3. You send 2 at Luka, now you're playing 4-3 with LeBron as the ball handler, right? Or even Austin. We want to see more of that. I definitely think that's something that the Lakers have in their back pocket. That's something that they're going to go to. Maybe I believe that they've been not trying to show their hand as much. They've been trying to keep that for the playoffs or whatever, but it's time to unleash it. 7 games remaining in the season. Let's unleash everything, right? Let's go, man. Let's unleash this Lakers offense. Let's show how deadly and how lethal that this thing can be, and let's ride this thing all the way to mid-June to where we're holding up a Larry O'Brien. Because if the Lakers are going to do it, their offense is going to have to be next level. We've seen the defense play at their best, and I believe that defense is still there. I think they looked a lot better on Monday. With that, the defense looked a lot better. They only gave them 98 points on Monday, so I believe that that's still there, right? And I think we'll see it. In the playoffs, you got to be good defensively. You just have to. You can't be bottom of the pack defensively. You got to be good defensively. But I think if you just match just an above average defense, you match that with what we can be offensively, then I don't think any team, the Lakers come out the West. I think the only team that I'm concerned about, the only team that I'm worried about is Boston. If the Lakers are playing that I'm not even talking about number 1 in the NBA defense. I'm not even talking about that, what they did for 2 months. Just be better than average. Be better than average. Like play top 8 defense, right? And then be full strength offensively, which in the playoffs, it's a tough out. It's a tough out. Luka in the playoffs, LeBron in the playoffs, even Austin. We've seen Austin game. His game elevates in the playoffs, right? So it's just, man. And then DFS, that's the thing that sets the Lakers apart from all these other teams, like an OKC, right? With their playoff experience. I mean, you look at this, right? LeBron, their playoff and championship, even their championship experience. LeBron, championship, how many times? We don't even need to go there. We know his experience. But Luka took a team. He dragged teams into the playoffs by himself. And then the conference finals, he dragged team to the conference finals. And then last year, he dragged the team all the way to the finals on one leg, right? And he's had good teams, good pieces around him as of late. But you go back to 2 years ago, that conference finals team, not so much, right? He dragged them to the conference finals. And now he has final experience. He got there, so now he lost. So now he has that taste in his mouth to win, right? And then we are on everything else to trade, all that stuff. So he just wants to prove everyone wrong. And the further away, the further removed he is from the trade, the further removed he is from the injuries and stuff. I think you're going to start seeing a top 3 player in the world, Luka. We've seen it in spurts. We've seen glimpses of it. But I think it's going to go up to another level in the playoffs. But his playoff experience, Austin, he has some playoff experience. Gabe Vincent, he got some finals experience. That's why we went out and got him, because the playoff run that he had in Miami, right, that final year before he came 2 years ago, he has playoff experience. DFS, he went to the conference finals. He wasn't on the team last year with Luka when they went to the finals, but he was on that conference finals team, so he has playoff experience. This team has a lot of experience, right? Whereas OKC, again, no shade to OKC. I just want to see how they look. The regular season and the finals, it's different, man. It's different. Really fast, I want to talk about some playoff matchups. So, of course, we want to be on the opposite side of the bracket of OKC, which means you want to finish 2 or 3 or even 6. The Lakers could fall down to 6. Again, we talked about it. I don't see them falling down to 7. But again, you lose tonight, falling down to 6 is not out of the realm of possibility, right? But 2 or 3, primarily, I think that's where the Lakers will finish, or that's where they want to finish, because that puts you on the opposite side of the bracket of OKC. So right now, if you're looking at things, if you finish 2, right, if you do go up to the 2 seed, then you're either going to face Minnesota, the Clippers, or Memphis. However that stuff works itself out. Again, they're all deadlocked at 6, 7, 8. But if the playoffs started today and you were 2, then you would match up with the Clippers. Ooh, we'll finally get the Battle of LA. Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, then you got to play in. You got to play in there too. I'm just saying if things stay the way they are right now, 2 and 7 would be Lakers, Clippers. If the Lakers finish 2, right? If you go to 3, then obviously you play 6. So you're talking about Lakers, and then you're looking at, again, Minnesota, Clippers, or Memphis, one of those teams, right? So that's if you're the Lakers, that's what you want. You want that 2 or 3 seed, right? Because those are the teams you want to play. You want to play Minnesota. You want to play the Clippers. You want to play Memphis, right? That's the first round matchup you want. But again, the main thing is you want to be on the opposite side of the bracket. And then on the other side of the bracket, OKC side, they'll match up against 8. Whoever finishes 8 between those 3 teams, or a play-in team could be, right? But I think it'll be one of those teams. I think those teams will win their play-in games. And then you get 4 versus 5. That's why it was important for the Lakers to get these W's, and why it was so big for Denver to drop those 2 games. The Lakers, I don't think they want to be 4. You don't want to be 4 or 5, because then that means you play OKC in the second round of the playoffs. Now, I want all the smoke. We're going to have to play them anyways, so I'm not running or ducking nobody, but I think the further you push it out, the better the Lakers are, and the more dangerous. You give this team time, especially in the playoffs, to build that chemistry in the playoffs, then watch out, man. I think the further you go, the deeper you go, the more dangerous this Lakers team gets. So that's why you want to kind of push OKC out as far as possible. But again, we're going to have to play them regardless. But I'd rather be the 2 or 3 seed so you can see them later. Yeah. So those are your matchups there. Of course, all this can change. It's fluid. It changes every night. It's going to change tonight, because tonight, depending on what happens, the Lakers drop, or the Lakers could be right there knocking on Houston's back door, right, for that 2 seed, and then Golden State's falling, right? Or, again, the Lakers lose, they'll drop. So it's a lot. It changes every night. But, again, the good thing is we don't got too much longer to figure out how all this is going to play out. 7 games remain for the Lakers. Some teams, we talked about Houston, they only have 5 games remaining. So it's going to be fun, man. Again, every game matters. It all starts tonight. And then also, you want the home court advantage, because the Lakers are 29-9 at home. Whereas on the road, I'm not even going to bring up that record. They're bad on the road. In fact, they have the worst road record out of all these teams, out of all these top teams. That's how bad they are on the road. But 29-9 at home. So if you can secure home court advantage for the first round and the second round, go do that. And then again, potentially in the conference finals, you could also have home court advantage, depending on what happens with OKC. I think they're going to get upset. That's just me personally. I don't, but again, okay, enough shade. Stop. Enough shade. Enough OKC shade, if you will. Let me give you my power rankings. We do that on Thursdays here before we get out of here. There is a little change. So I got Boston at 1. I got OKC, as much shade as I've been giving. I got OKC at 2. I give them shade, but I'm going to respect them, what they're doing for the regular season. Hey, they're on, they have a potential to win 70 games. So I'm not a hater. So we're going to show OKC a little love. I got them at 2. Cleveland, the other team in the Eastern Conference, who's doing kind of what OKC's doing. You gotta respect them. So again, I give those 3 teams their respect, right? And then I got the Lakers, of course. The Lakers have been 4th for me for a minute now. That hasn't changed since the Denver game. That first Denver game with Luka, when they went into Denver and beat them by 23 points, the Lakers they solidified themselves as 4 for me and for a lot of other people, but for sure for me. So I got them at 4. Now at first, those are only contenders, right, for me. And I guess you could throw Denver in there, but I'm going to give this Golden State Warriors team a little credit, right? So I got them right behind the Lakers at 5. I got them at 5th, right? Before that spot was Denver. I got Golden State there at 5, and then I got Denver at 6. So those are my 6 teams, my top 6 teams in the entire NBA. And I think those are the 6 teams who are contenders, but Denver's quickly falling out, or they're slowly falling out, because Their defense is just terrible. One thing about the Lakers, we saw for 2 months what the Lakers can be defensively. And again, it's a lot. It's a lot of buy-in for the Lakers to be that defensively. Everybody has to be, on one accord. They got to be on that string. They got to be connected. They got to play high energy and all that. But we saw them do that for 2 months. And then I think the fatigue factor wear it in. And that's why the defense kind of slipped a little bit. But again, playoff, you're going to get new life. You're going to get that new energy because you're fighting for something, right? And the goal is to win 16 games. That's what you want to do. By hook or by crook in the playoffs, win those 16 games. And I think for 16 games, for those 16 wins, I said it. The Lakers are going to get those 16 wins in the playoffs. They are, right? But for those 16 wins, I think the defense will buy in and it'll start to pick up. We're starting to see it. I want to see it tonight. So that's going to be fun. Man, Jimmy could score too. He's coming off 27 points. That's another thing, bro. That's another thing tonight against it. I think you might see him aggressive offensively, right? So it's going to be a big matchup. But anyways, we've seen the Lakers defense, what they can be. Denver's defense has been bad all year. It was bad at the start of the year. It was bad at the deadline. It's bad after the deadline. It's going to be bad in the playoffs. They're just a bad team defensively. And that's why I have them slipping a little bit, whereas the Warriors, they're good on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, right? So I have them ahead of Denver, right? But I want to see, again, we talked about it, the Warriors, their schedule, the schedule they play. I want to see how that looks, for this next, these final games that they have also, because they play some good teams. They play some really good teams. So I want to see if everything that they've been doing, which I believe, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but the benefit of the doubt that it will. But I want to see how that looks against good teams starting tonight. So tonight will tell us a lot about who the Lakers are, and tonight will tell us a lot about who the Warriors are. Who needs this game more? Like, both teams need this game. Both teams need, the Lakers they're chasing for a lot. They're trying to go for that 2 seed or state their claim for the 3 seed, get some separation between them and everybody else behind them. There's a lot at stake tonight, but same thing for Golden State. So tonight is going to be a playoff atmosphere, playoff environment. And it's going to be fun, man. It is going to be fun. Make sure you guys enjoy it. And we'll be back here tomorrow to break it all down, Friday, right here on Bleacher Report. You want to make sure you return so we can break it all down, talk all about it. But I got the Lakers tonight, of course. And it's going to be a good one, man. So enjoy. Thanks for hanging with your boy. And we'll tap in with you guys. I'll be back next week. But tomorrow we'll be back for Lakers Daily. Again, we are here Monday through Friday. Every day of the week, Monday through Friday, talking all things Lakers for a good 25, 30, 40 minutes. So make sure you guys tune in every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Let's get this W tonight, man. This Lakers game day. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and always will be Lakers over everything. That's where you can find me at on all platforms, social media platforms, YouTube, all that, at Lakers Over Everything. I'm Marcel, by the way, and thanks for hanging with me, man. Thanks, Bleacher Report, and we'll tap in with you guys for the next one. Enjoy the game tonight. Go Lakers. Go Lakers. Go Lakers. Till next time. Peace.